It has become so hard to feel confident. How do these other girls do it? Like, I be feeling pretty, and then I go on social media, open my apps, and I see other pretty girls, and I'm just like, damn. I felt pretty, but now I see all these other girls, and I'm just like, well, I'm actually not all that. So how do we fix that problem? How can we become confident in ourselves? Well, that's exactly why I made this video, to help you guys, to help out especially the teenage girls watching this video, but also the guys, no matter who you are watching this video. I just want to help you and make you feel a little bit more confident. With that being said, let's actually get into today's tips and today's video. So as always, I wrote down 10 tips on my phone on how to be more confident as a teenage girl and just in life in general. So the first tip is not to compare yourself to others. And you're probably like, oh, Sophie, I heard this quote like a million times before. But like, why shouldn't I compare myself to others? Like, I just go on social media and I see all these beautiful girls. Of course I'm gonna compare myself to others. Like, how could I not? And yes, I know, first of all, it is really, really hard when we see these beautiful girls on TikTok, on Instagram, and we're like, wow, like they're so pretty, and I look like this on the other hand. But we have to remember that another person's beauty does not take away from our own. And I know it feels like it a lot of times, like, oh, this person is so beautiful, it makes me less beautiful, but that is not a case. A person can be so beautiful, and guess what? It has absolutely nothing to do with you. Their beauty has nothing to do with you. It doesn't take away from your own, and it doesn't add to your own beauty. But when you start comparing yourself, you take less of yourself, and you're like, wow, you know, actually today I felt pretty, but because of this person, I don't feel pretty anymore. Like, come on, that person has absolutely nothing to do with you. And something to also remember is social media is so fake. Guys, there are so many filters that you don't even realize because it doesn't show. Like, people use all kind of filters that we don't even know about. So just remember that when you see someone on social media that looks absolutely gorgeous and looks unreal, it's probably because it is unreal. And you're probably like, okay, Sophie, I understood, great. But I don't feel pretty. Like, they are beautiful, right? But I'm still not. So how can I change that? How can I feel beautiful? I want you to know that you're beautiful in your own way. And again, I know you hear this all the time. I'm saying like such like cringy things, but it is not cringe because it is the truth. Like, every single human is beautiful in their own way. You can try this with your own eyes. Just look at people and be like, wow, this person is so unique and so beautiful in their own way, because everybody is. And you know why? Because God made us in his perfect image. God, the creator of the universe, the creator that created the oceans, the mountains, the sunsets, all these beautiful things that you're just like, wow, this is so unreal, this is so beautiful, created you as well. And I know that's hard to believe, like, like the God that created the sunsets and the mountains created me as well. And yes, he created you. And knowing that and just reminding yourself of that God that created all these beautiful things created you as well. And it took him 9 months to create you. So how beautiful does that make you? You should just know, I'm not trying to force anyone into religion. That's not what I'm saying at all. But it is really peaceful, and it gives me a lot of hope remembering this as well. Amen to that. But confidence, believe it or not, does not only come from the outside, but from the inside. And the most confident people, believe it or not, are not the ones who are only confident on the outside. Because we all have days where we feel ugly. We all have days, you can be like the prettiest girl ever and still feel ugly sometimes. Because that's just how it is. We don't feel pretty every single day of our lives. The people that are always confident, and that I call like true confidence, are the people who are confident from the inside. And you may be like, but how can I be confident on the inside? So this brings me to my next point, which is focusing on yourself on the inside and on the outside. And let me start with like the inside part. So what I mean by this is focusing on yourself on the inside is building your confidence on the inside. How you can do that is just focus on the things that you are good at and try to better yourself every single day. Literally become the best version of yourself. Work on your goals, work on your dreams, work on chasing and achieving them. And that is going to make you so confident, because you're going to be able to rely on yourself and you're going to be able to trust in yourself when you do these things. Literally, like, start living the life that you are dreaming, start making it reality. And there's going to be hard days. That's not what I'm trying to say here, but what I'm trying to say here is when you achieve something and when you start realizing, wow, there are so many things that you're actually good at, you're going to build that confidence from the inside. And that is something that nobody can take from you. Okay, and how you can focus on yourself on the outside, working on your physical appearance. So if there's something that you can change that you don't like about your physical appearance, for example, you think that you're too thin or that you're too thick, whatever your insecurity or your problem may be, then say, okay, you know what, I'm gonna work on that and I'm gonna change that. Or like, I don't know, my hair is too short, so grow your hair out. You know, it could be anything. like that you can change. I'm not talking about, oh, if you think your lips are too thin, then get lip filler. I'm not really a fan of that because I think how you're created is so beautiful. But I'm just saying, if you have an insecurity that you really don't like about yourself that you can change, then change it and you're gonna feel so much more confident. And another way you can practice confidence from the outside is fake it till you make it. And trust me, this works. This is like a really good practice on practicing your confidence, because confidence, you have to know, does not come from one day to another. It's not like one day you're not confident, the next day you're gonna be super confident. You have to fake it till you make it for a really long time until you finally feel confident. What I mean by faking it till you make it is just pretending like you're the most confident version of yourself. When you go out in public, don't be like this. Don't be like, oh, I look so bad. I like, why am I here? But be like, you know what? Even if it's fake, even if I don't actually think this, you're just gonna say, okay, I look so beautiful, I'm so pretty, and people are actually gonna catch that vibe and energy from you, and people are gonna be like, oh,
wait, she's actually really pretty.
because that's what you're reflecting to other people, and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna be confident. And it is a really great way, but it also comes with positive self-talk. Leave the negativity, those thoughts in your head that are like,
you're ugly, you're too this, you're too that.
Catch those thoughts and change them and be like, no, I am gorgeous. I was created by God, who does not make mistakes and made me perfect in his own way and own image. I am enough. I am pretty. Say these things to yourself and remind yourself daily. If you want a really good way to practice this, it's on your mirror. Put quotes that say, you're enough, you're gorgeous, whatever it is that you may be struggling with. And just reminding yourself of this, you may think like, oh, I actually really hate how my face looks. But then you start saying to yourself, no, my face is beautiful. My face is beautiful. And trust me, give it time and it's gonna set in. And sooner or later, you realize like, wait, I actually think my face is actually beautiful. So if you give into yourself positive self-talk and you always talk good about yourself, how you're so this, you're so that, then you're actually going to start believing that. But if you always say bad things about yourself, then you're going to start believing that. So instead, you have to talk positively to yourself. The next thing is, this is something that is really, really scary and dangerous to fall into. It is letting others define your beauty. And this is so dangerous because if you let others define your beauty, let's say you're a TikToker and, you know, every day a lot of people tell you you're beautiful, and you don't think you're beautiful, but with all these people are saying you're beautiful, and then you start being like, okay, I'm beautiful only because these people say I'm beautiful. And then the next day, let's say you don't get as many, oh, you're beautiful comments, and then you're just like, today nobody complimented me. That means today I was ugly. That's why this game is really, really dangerous. So you should never let other people define your beauty. You should know that you're beautiful. Whatever other people say is just like a cherry on top. If somebody says, oh, you're beautiful, be like, oh, thank you. Like, that is really, really sweet. But you already kind of like know that in your head. And if somebody says you're ugly, that's fine. You know, somebody may say to me as well, you're ugly, because not everybody thinks that the same things are beautiful. You know, you may be the most attractive human being to one person and not such an attractive person to another person. It really depends on the person, but just know that there is someone out there that would be like, wow, you are gorgeous. So just know that there's always going to be people that are going to find you ugly. There's always going to be people that are going to find you pretty. That's why you should never let other people define you, and you should know for yourself that you are enough and you are beautiful, and that's enough. And your confidence should be in your hands, because the moment you give it to other people, it's gonna be a mess. And trust me, you're not gonna come out confident at the end of it. So just have your confidence in your own hands and in God's hands. No, nobody else. Let nobody else touch that, okay? Next thing is, as I already said, it's a process. Don't be hard on yourself, because, you know, confidence does not come from one day to another. And it takes a long time to be confident. So just remember, if you practice all of these tips that I told you and it doesn't work in a short period of time, that's because it needs time to settle in. And, you know, imagine you told yourself your whole life you're ugly, then you literally think that you're ugly. And once you change that, it's not going to be like from one day to another, like, oh, now I'm pretty. It's going to take a lot of time to be like, okay, I actually believe that I'm beautiful now, if that makes sense, because your whole life you told yourself you're this, you're that, and now you suddenly change it and click it. It's going to be weird for your brain, and it's going to be like, what? Like, you always told me I'm ugly. Like, what is this that I'm pretty from now on? So it does take a lot of time. So just like be aware of that, and you have to fake it till you make it until that, and focus on the inner things, because the inner things, as I said, are so much more important than the outside part of things. And last but not least is being with people that are positive and that have a positive positive impact on you. If you're with people that always tear your confidence down and talk bad about you or are just super negative, they also always do super negative self-talk, then you're literally gonna become them. The people who you are with is the people who you become. So if you have friends that are super unconfident and that always do negative self-talk, then you're gonna become like that as well. But if you have friends that are super confident from the inside and from the outside as well, and that always lift you up and make you feel confident as well, then you're gonna become like that as well. So just try to surround yourself with people who are like-minded, who are positive, who are confident in who they are, and who can also help you and teach you become the most confident version of yourself. So I really, really hope that these tips helped. These were all the tips for today, and I'm no professional, guys. I'm just literally a teenage girl saying these tips that helped me and hopefully will help you. I did not do really big research on this. Oh, how can you be the most confident version of yourself? This may work for you, this may not. As I said, it worked for me, but it's still a learning process. I would definitely not say I'm the most confident person you've ever met. Like, a lot of days I also struggle with confidence, and I'm like,
oh, I look so ugly.
and the next day I'm like, oh, I actually look quite okay. So it's literally always a process, and I'm still learning. But as I said, like, the biggest thing that helps me is just knowing that the God who created such beautiful things also created me, which makes me beautiful as well. And I shouldn't seek other people's validation, because that is never going to satisfy me. And that also will never satisfy you, other people's validation, because the only person that should validate you is God. That being said, I really, really hope this helped. As I said, don't take my word for it. I'm just a teenage girl rambling something here on YouTube. But if you want a part 2 of this or more tips on how you can be more confident in school, like I already did, whatever that may be, then like this video and comment down below if you want to see a part 2, what you want to see next. And thank you guys so much for watching and for supporting my channel. I love you and Jesus loves you even more. Have a great day. Bye!